Hi everyone, this is Lacey from Mojo'sMoney, back again for my first ever cash stuffing on YouTube and my first ever cash stuffing of the year 2022. So the first thing that I want to do for this video is going to be to go over my little spreadsheet that I have on Google Sheets, but that I printed out for the sake of this video. So let me zoom in here a little bit so it's easier to see. There we go. All right, so over on the left, I've got my sinking funds. I just wanted to go down here and talk about those for a little bit. The first one is my emergency fund. Like I had put in my goals, I really think this is very important for financial security. And my end goal for 3 to 6 months worth of expenses is $11,000. Currently, what I've got down here is what we're starting with. Like I said in my previous video, we recently had to spend a huge chunk of our emergency fund on some home repairs that still haven't happened. But anyways, so this is what we're starting with, 24-23. Also, we want to look towards getting a new car. I've got a 2015 and it's doing great, no problem so far. But I know that in the long run, I would like to pay cash for our next vehicle. So this is what I've got as an end goal. I don't know what car we would get, what make or model, but I think $24,000 would be able to cover pretty much anything that we would need. I've got Orlando on here because me and my husband, for an upcoming anniversary, hopefully our 5th, which is coming up here in 2 years, would like to go to Universal Orlando and go to the beach down there for a trip. So my goal for that is going to be $6,000. The family trip that we have coming up this summer, where we're going to Colorado, we have said that that is now going to be the place that we are going as a family, but that means that I want to save $2,000 by June, so I actually have a kind of a hard deadline on this guy. The next one, Wacom. So if you're not familiar with digital art, Wacom is probably one of the most popular brands of digital drawing tablet. I have one. Mine's an XP pen. I love digital art. I actually have my own webcomic. And anyways, I want to upgrade in the year 2022, if at all possible, and what I'm saving up for is the 22-inch, and the cost of that is $1,200. So the next one I've got on our list of sinking funds is going to be the mortgage. So I want to try to work on paying that down, probably quarterly. So I don't really have a goal, it's just whatever I can possibly stuff in there to go towards our principal on our mortgage. The next one is a fridge. So the fridge that we have came with our home that we purchased almost 3 years ago. And I don't know how old it was, but there are some parts in it that are broken, and I just generally would like one that's a little bit larger for our needs. So the goal for that is going to be $1,800, but no timeline on that because the fridge that we have is perfectly functional. This is just for funsies. New phone. So the new phone's not for me. The new phone's for my husband. He is running with the Samsung Galaxy S8. And I mean, it still works, but it does have a cracked screen and it acts kind of funky now and then. So I've got a goal of 300, but looking at phone prices, I'll probably actually need a little bit more than that. Next, I've got Christmas as a sinking fund. Christmas is not a surprise. It comes up every single year. I don't want it to come from my emergency fund, so it's got its own fund now as of the year 2022. So I will not be scrambling at this December to come up with money for Christmas gifts, food, and all of that for everyone. So I've got $2,000, kind of a lofty goal for Christmas, but we love buying gifts for other people, for our friends, coworkers, family, etc. So that's going to be our goal for that. The last one is Steam Decks. Me and my husband want to order Steam Decks whenever they come out. It's going to be the handheld version of PC gaming on Steam. And the cost for 2 of those with tax and everything should be $1,150. So that's what I've got as our goal. So the total, I got a large Christmas bonus from my job where I work. I'm very lucky to work where I do at this great nonprofit, like I mentioned before, and I work in the medical field. So with that and with our paycheck, the money that was left to dedicate towards these funds was $3,115. So what I'm going to do here is $1,000 of that is going towards the emergency fund. However, I have a bank account for that, so I don't have a cash envelope for my emergency fund, and that is just going to be going to the bank, but I will still track it on here, which means coming down here that our total for the emergency fund new, and I did transfer that today, is $3,423. Now going down the row, another one that I want to mention before I talk about how much cash we'll actually be stuffing today is the family trip. It's getting $1,000. I do have an envelope for that guy in there, but I'm keeping this money in the bank because this week we're actually going to be booking our RV that we're going to be staying at up there, and I want to keep that money in the bank. So it's just going to be getting a placeholder slip that I made for $1,000. So after you subtract those $2,000, coming down here, the cash that we'll be stuffing today is $1,115. Now this was supposed to be my breakdown, but I ended up going to the ATM, and the ATM only dispenses 50s. So as you can see, I've got quite the little stack here of 50s that we'll be stuffing in our envelopes today. So I'll probably have to do a bill exchange here in a month or two whenever we continue to stuff, because my envelopes might get a little bit too fat. So this is kind of how I'm going to be breaking it down each time with my columns as what I'm stuffing and the totals that they will have after they are stuffed. So without further ado, let's get into the envelopes. I'm going to zoom out here a little bit so we can kind of see the bills and my lovely little rainbow rose over there. I love this red A6 binder. It is so pretty. Ta-da! So this is what I've got set up for my little funds here. And I have some little labels that I just printed and cut to put in there in multiple colors so that everything has its own. I liked how the Christmas one turned out. Own little envelope. They're still a little bit weird because I just put them in. So first of all, let's start with new car. So new car is getting $55. Then Orlando is getting $70. Try to keep it consistent with which ones go in the front. So did all of you have a good New Year? Did anyone do anything fun? Well, they're a little stuck together. Uh-oh. There we go. My little $1,000 slip. I think it turned out so cute. I love it so much. I'm filming this on New Year's Eve, so we don't plan to do anything today. Other than, we might stay up until midnight and watch the fireworks in New York or what have you. On TV. But yeah, we don't plan to go anywhere tonight. Wacom tablet is getting $70. The mortgage pay down is getting 100. New fridge is getting 120. The new phone, I'm gonna go ahead and put the 300 in, and that way that we can be doing some shopping around for phones and see if I actually need to raise my goal for that. So 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 300 is going in new phone. Because yeah, his phone is just on its last little legs. Christmas, I'm gonna go ahead and put 200 in there. 50, 100, 50, 200. Get in there. There we go, and last but not least is Steam Decks. It is also getting 200. So we got 50, 100, 50, 200. Alright, there we go. We have got all of our sinking funds stuffed for the 31st of December. This is probably a much larger cash stuffing than I'll usually be doing, but I was super just lucky and blessed to get that Christmas bonus and not had to use it for Christmas gifts, because we had saved up a little bit for Christmas this past year. So I think that this was a great start, and I hope everyone had a happy New Year's, and we will see you with the next one. Bye! One more thing, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this video if you like this content and want to see more. Thanks!